Hey, ¿qué pasó, mi gente? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Luis Lopez, and today I'm going to walk you through a few picks that I have for the NFL Sunday. I'm hoping that we could do as well as we did last Sunday. We rocked last Sunday. Let's carry that energy over till to tomorrow. All right, the first game that I'm targeting is the Bills against the Panthers. The Panthers are playing at home. They get themselves a brand new quarterback. It's the veteran Andy Dalton, who used to be the quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. This game has a 7.5 point spread, 46.5 game total, so a good amount of points are expected in this game. The guy that I'm going to is Terry McMillan, over 55.5 receiving yards. His line is normally 63, 64, 65 receiving yards. He gets an upgrade in quarterback, and also his matchup is fantastic. They rank 29th against wide receiver 1 in giving up yards, the Bills. Wide receivers that have done great against them, wide receiver 1 specifically, for example, Drake London, his line was 74.5 right here. He ended up getting 158 yard. Diggs, 49.5, 146. So they bleed yards to wide receiver 1s. But not only that, this line is just too low for him and the kind of volume that I expect for Terry McMillan to have in a game that they should be trailing. And also getting an upgrade with Andy Dalton, who's a very good quarterback. This is definitely an upgrade for the Terry McMillan from the quarterback that they have. I forgot his name. What's his name again? Jeez, this kid right here, Bryce Young. Sorry, I blanked out for a second. All right, so that's what I have for you. Let me walk through that again. To Terry McMillan, over 55.5 receiving yards. Next game that I'm targeting, it's once again like I did last week. I targeted my Giants. I love my Giants. Of course, I want them to win always, but I also know that they're weak in certain part defensively, and they suffer heavily against wide receivers. Last week, Mims ended up getting 85 yards against them. His line was 21.5. Sutton 59.5, 87. Brown from the Eagles, 6'3", 80. Olave, 59. Rashid Shaheed, 114. And to make matters even better for these two players, the fact that Brown from the Eagles, wide receiver 1, won't be playing tomorrow. So Jalen Hurts here will only have these two players to target. Devonta Smith and Dallas Goedert. He'll throw a bone over to these three guys right here, but it's going to be right here. I don't think with this offensive line that the Eagles are running right now that we'll be able to get Barkley going at all. Barkley hasn't been able to do it. I don't think tomorrow's going to be the day either for him. I think Jalen Hurts is going to be airing it out to Dallas Goedert and to Devonta Smith. Let me walk you to Dallas Goedert head-to-head. We took this line at 38.5. The last time my Giants faced the Eagle, he caught 110 receiving yards. I'm going back to his receiving yards at 52.5 on the over. Again, without Brown there, he's going to be pepper and targets. Again, same thing with Devonta Smith. He's going to be pepper with targets. Last week, 163 receiving yards on 11 targets on 9 receptions with Brown playing. Without Brown, he should crush this line at 74.5. Another pivot for you on Price Picks is taking over his fantasy at 15 fantasy score, because I think he gets into the end zone like he did last week, and he crushed the 15 fantasy score. You can consider also Dallas Goedert over his fantasy score. I think he probably gets into the end zone as well, which he has consistently, except for the last game against the Vikings and the first game against the Cowboys. Otherwise, 1, 2, 1, and 1. Devonta Smith, Dallas Goedert, those that know that I played DFS, that's my favorite stack of the week. I'm not using this stack over on Price because if you correlate the quarterback and the wide receiver, they give you a lower payout. But I'm going to look for another site where I can correlate these three picks. Take Devonta Smith over receiving yards, take Dallas Goedert over his receiving yards, and take Jalen Hurts over his passing yards. The last time against my Giants, 283 passing yards on 200, and his line is 200.5. Look at this chart. 41%. Dead last, 41% right here. Slot, 35%, 29th. Only inline is where my Giants are difficult because of the linebackers that we have. But otherwise, pretty weak when it comes down to quarterbacks. All right, next game that I have for you, it's right here. Tennessee Titans. And it's pretty straightforward. Here is, it's not rushing yards on Jonathan Taylor. We took the last time it cashed. We took it at 86. It cashed with 94. I'm not going there. I'm going, see his touchdowns? 3, 1, 3. He's just getting into the end zone. And last week, ended up getting into the end zone for 3 touchdowns. With him, it's pretty straightforward. It's fantasy. I've been taking his fantasy for the past 5 weeks. I think he's cashed 4 out of 5 already. They moved it up from 19.5 to 22. He gets the best matchup, the dream matchup in a game that they're favored to win by 14.5 points, but it has a game total of 46.5. That means the Colts are expected to score a ton of points. Jonathan Taylor can easily get into the end zone 2 to 3 times to crush the 22 fantasy score, which is the prop that I'm going to over Price Picks. I'm not going to mess with his rushing yards. I'm not going to mess with his receiving yards. If anything, I will take his touchdown on the over at 0.5. I think he definitely gets into the end zone. He can easily get into the end zone twice. Right, he can get into the end zone twice. This just in case. I'm not going to take that. I'll take the over 0.5 touchdown on Jonathan Taylor at a discount pay. I don't care. And then I'll take his fantasy score over 22 fantasy points. So let me walk you one more time through those picks. This is my entry that I put in. 15 fantasy score on the over for Devonta Smith from the Eagles. 53.5 receiving yards on Dallas Goedert. And 56.5 receiving yards on Terry McMillan. Jonathan Taylor over 22 fantasy score. And I forgot one player to share with you, which was actually from this game. Completely forgot to share this player with you. Receiving yards. Khalil Shakir. Where are you, buddy? Where's Khalil? Oh, here he goes. Here he goes. What's his line at? Let me give you the right line. Khalil Shakir over 5.5 receiving targets. Okay, Kia Coleman is going to get shadowed. Now, on top of that, Dalton Kincaid is questionable to play. He may or may not play. But the biggest kicker for me is Joshua Palmer is not going to be playing. So the number one receiver for them is usually Keon Coleman. He's going to get shadowed, and he hasn't been doing well lately as well either. Now he's getting shadowed by one of the best corners in the NFL. That's going to leave Khalil Shakir, especially if Dante Kincaid is out. The 5.5 receiving targets that the line is at right now is a gift if Dante Kincaid is out. Price pick. All right, my friends, that is all I have for you. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave a comment, ask any questions you may have about these plays. Fade whichever ones you want. Take the ones that you like. That's it. I wish you the best of luck, like always. God bless you and your family. Protect your family at all time. Que Dios te bendiga y hasta la próxima. Chao.